Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This week Man United are playing Aston Villa. It will be a Sunday game. The team news, Maguire and Delete are still out. They were out against Bournemouth and it seems they are not recovered from their injuries, which now appear to be long-term injuries. The manager spoke about the entitlement in the academy players, that it's not a guarantee that if you come from the academy that you must get a game in the first team. It's all about proving yourself, working hard and showing the manager why he should pick you in the team. There were earlier comments that he had made that the journalists and some of the fans had taken issue with, and he was clarifying on that. There were players that were going to miss big due to AFCON. We have three players, Ahmad, Mazrui, and Mbeumo won't be available for this game. That takes the game to six players that will be missing, including Casemiro, who suspended. He got his fifth yellow card against Bournemouth, so he'll miss one game, and this is the game he will miss. Degu is still on 4 yellow cards. That's significant because if he gets another yellow card in this game, then he misses the next game, and this is an issue because we are short on wing backs. Mazrui and Ahmad, who play as wing backs, are out for AFCON. So if we lose any more wing backs, that leaves the squad very thin going into the next game against Newcastle. And Mainoo, there's been discussion about whether he'll be ready to start. In the absence of Casemiro, he's one of the likely replacements for Casemiro. So let's see what the manager said about various aspects on academy players and the words that he had commented about before. He commented and said, sometimes strong words are not bad words. Sometimes difficult moments is not a bad thing for kids. We don't need to always be accolades in everything, every situation. You guys talk about players who speak against clubs because they feel entitlement. Then you have legends say, if you don't play, leave because everyone is wrong. No, let's say and fight. Let's overcome, and maybe the manager is wrong. I have the feeling we need to fight against this feeling. This is a very significant message from the manager that says that it's not a must for you to play. If you are an academy player and you get your chance to train with the first team, then you need to show him reasons why he should play you in the next game. And whether you get game time doesn't mean that once you get into the first team, you are not getting out. I think it's a standard that needs to be set. There's been a standard of entitlement, and this shows why we are not having as many graduates from the academy that go into the first team as we used in the before. So these are the standards that have been talked about the academy. The standards need to be higher, and those players who get the opportunity still need to continue proving that they deserve it. He also explained about some of the things that he spoke about earlier. He says, I'm the first one to say I'm failing. Outside the pitch, I guarantee I'm not failing this club. We forget the players, what it means to play for Man United. We as a club forget sometimes who we are. It's the environment. The kids are entitled and are free to respond to the manager with a picture. My office is open to, but nobody is coming to me. We need to change as a club. I didn't say anything wrong. I spoke about how the lack of playing for Man United. Sometimes you play for Man United and see different realities, and you understand football can be so different. That was my point. Ruben made his words very clear. They had been taken out of context, and he said that we don't have to feel entitled. In fact, this entitlement, it's getting to a point where a manager speaks about any academy player. The next moment you see the academy player posting cryptic pictures on social media, instead of going directly to the manager to inquire what he could do better to get better, they are fighting their battles on social media. This is in respect to Chido Obi and Amas had posted pictures that they later deleted on social media. You'll see about Kobbie Mainoo's brother. There was the case with Ganacho trying to post cryptic pictures on social media. So it's a very bad trend. The fans obviously don't like this. I personally don't like. I like when people speak on the pitch. People try to prove the manager wrong, because as a professional you are going to have criticism, and if you can't accept criticism, then you can't grow as a professional, because some of the greatest players including Cristiano Ronaldo were once criticized. In fact, if I remember correctly, Cristiano Ronaldo used to have so many stepovers as he started his career at Man United, and the strikers were always on his case. Ruud van Nistelrooy even told him if he wanted to be in the circus, then he was a magician, then he would have joined the circus instead of always doing the step overs while the striker is waiting for the ball in the on the box. So some of these things have gone everywhere, where you expect that criticism will always be a part of top professional sport, but unfortunately there's been an entitlement in the academy players who don't think they should be criticized, who think they are better than the manager, and this is the case where they respond with pictures on social media instead of going to the manager, speaking to him. And this was a very interesting part of the press conference that said it needed to be said, and I hope they can take the message and start talking to the manager whenever there's an issue or trying to prove themselves. One of the players that has been in this case has been Kobbie Mainoo. The brother was wearing a t-shirt saying free Kobbie Mainoo in the game against Bournemouth. It was a very good game, and instead of discussing points about the game, it was overshadowed by one of these cases where the brother was wearing a t-shirt trying to send a message. Ruben Amorim was asked about that, and he said it was not Kobbie wearing the t-shirt. I'm not going to do something to Kobbie because someone in his family is doing something, which was a very good thing because it shut down that line of inquiry completely. He said that it's nothing to do with Kobbie. So, as if it was Kobbie who was wearing the t-shirt, then that would have been a different case altogether. But since it wasn't Kobbie, then there was really nothing to say about it. He was asked about Kobbie again, and he said he played really well against Bournemouth. That is the important thing. My office is always open. Nobody went there this week, so everything is normal. So I think it was a very badly timed thing that was done by his brother. I also watched that performance, and Kobbie Mainoo was exceptional in that game. He came in while the game was 3-2. The game ended 4-4. So from the point where he came in, we won 2-1. So you can tell he had a very big impact in that game because we were able to come back. And if not for a mistake in the final minutes, then we would have won that game. So that is what we should be talking about all this week, about how Kobbie Mainoo has proved to the manager that he needs to start the next game, how Casemiro is not available, so Kobbie Mainoo must start. But unfortunately, we are sidelined by other side shows. In fact, this was a very bad press conference in terms of the questions for Aston Villa, because all the questions seem to be about other things other than the game that is coming up, and that's not good enough because we can't be discussing off the field issues that are not relevant to what the manager should be discussing about. The manager needs to be preparing for this game, so hopefully this won't affect Kobbie. The manager said the fixture, whether it was there or not, won't affect it. He'll only start Kobbie if he's the right person to start the game. In terms of this game, you look at this table here. Aston Villa are in third. They have had a very good run, so they are third in the table. Man Utd are sixth in the table. There is around 7 points difference between these two. So it's a game where Man Utd can take advantage if they can win and cut down the lead to 4 points. Villa is going to be one of the high contenders for the Champions League positions, and if Man Utd can cut down the gap, then they can chase them down and try to win this Champions League position. Other teams in it are Chelsea, Man City, and Arsenal. Arsenal and Man City appear to be very progressed in the way they are playing. They also have better squads, so it's going to be between Aston Villa, Chelsea, Crystal Palace, Man United, Liverpool, such teams to get the extra 3 spots. I think the extra 3 spots up to 5th position will be guaranteed. So this is going to be a very important game in the greater picture of the Champions League qualification. The team form, as you can see, Villa have had very good form. In the last 5 games, they have won all those 5 games. In fact, their win stretches to around 9 wins in all competitions. So they have a team that are very hard to beat. And even when they go behind, they always find a way to come back. Their manager is very experienced, always finds a way to change the in-game his in-game substitutions almost always make an impact. So it's going to be a game that is going to be tactical all the way through. You look at the form of Man United. Man United have won 2 games, have drawn 2 games, and have lost 1 game. The manner in which we are playing is that you can never really predict what this team will do. It's so good going forward, but we have very many mistakes defensively. Looking at the game against Bournemouth, we made around 3 mistakes defensively that we shouldn't have made. So that would have been a very comfortable win if not for those mistakes defensively. The manager needs to have worked on those mistakes in training, and if he has worked on those mistakes well, then I think we can have enough going forward to win this game. Looking at the head-to-head between Villa and Man United, Man United have won most of these games here. You would have to go back to, I think it was the 2022 season when Unai Emery just came back into the Premier League with Aston Villa. That was the first game. His first game when he came back to the Premier League, he won that game. Since then, Man United have won 4-2 in the Carabao Cup. They have also beat Villa 1-0 and 3-2 in the preceding season. Last season, we drew 1 game and won the other 2-0. So we have had a very good run. The last 6 games, we have not lost any. And if not for 1 draw, we have won all 5 games. So out of the 7 last games, Villa have won 1, they have drawn 1, and the rest Man United have won. So this is a game we tend to do well in. And even though we have some players missing, we have 6 players missing, I think we still have a good enough team that can win this game. But it all depends with how you play defensively, because if you play defensively well enough, this team has enough goals to win any game. If you score 2 3 goals, you should in most cases be winning most of your games. But we find ourselves drawing because the defense has not been good enough. In terms of the lineup, if the 6 players are missing, this I think will be the lineup. Lamens will start in goal. Heaven should continue as the center back. Yoro as the right center back. And this time there's going to be a change. Lisandro Martinez, I think he's ready to start. So Lisandro Martinez comes in for Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw will go to the left wing back position. I don't think Dogu has had a good enough season. He's not been good enough on the left wing back. Shaw can play there until 60 minutes. His body can take a lot of running up and down the pitch, but if he can play very good in the 60 minutes, then Dogu can come on and finish the game. For Fernandez and Mainoo will be the midfield partnership. Casemiro is away, so Mainoo should come in for Casemiro because Casemiro is suspended. Dalot should go back to the right wing back position. That is his comfortable position. He has been a mixed shift to left wing back because we had Ahmad. But since Ahmad has left for the AFCON, then Dalot shall continue as the right wing back. Cunha should come in for Mbeumo as the right 10, Mount as the left 10, and Sesko to complete the forward lineup. And if you can have this team and it's placed to the ability, then I think it's enough to get a result or even a win against Villa away. It's going to be a tough game. Villa, as you can see, are in very good form. They have won the last 5 games in the Premier League. They have won 9 games in all competitions. Man United can beat any team on their day, but it depends with what the Man United team turns up. So if the right Man United team turns up in this game, I think they should win the game. So we are continuing seeing progress. I think Bournemouth was one of the best games of the season. We played, especially that first half. In the first 25 minutes, we were unplayable. And if that can continue in this game, then I think with time we started picking up the points consistently. So let's see how the game plays out. Like, share, subscribe to this content if you like similar content. I do previews, reviews, and other news about Man United. And let's continue to grow this community. See you in the next one.